Hi, I'm Emma, she, her.
And I'm Jess, she, her.
And this is Fluff,
the podcast about friendship, love, unfortunate failure, and fun. I am so excited. I'm peeing my pants.
Yeah, we're recording 2 episodes this week, and actually I thought we were doing it in the other order, but Jess is so excited about today's topic that we've switched it round for her.
Yeah, we're going to be exploring dating today, everybody. Dating, romantic dating.
And we also look quite fancy because we dressed up for the occasion. So it's different from recording in PJs.
And I haven't gone on a date in so long, so I am really feeling this moment. I haven't.
Yeah, but more recently than I've gone on a date.
No, you date your wife all the time. I haven't been wined and dined.
I think we'll come to, we have a conflicting definition of dating, actually. So we'll come back to that in a bit. But
I have not laid in a bed with somebody in a long time.
Which to me is not dating. So
that is dating for me.
Sex.
So basically what we're going to explore through this is we do have different ideas of dating. I like to date and hook up.
Okay, but before we get into the topic, I need to say to you all, thank you so much to everyone who has shared our stuff so far, and who's entered the draw to win one of our amazing stickers. We are going to do the draw for t-shirts tomorrow, if you're listening on Friday, May 1st, when this is released. So you still have until the end of the day today to share us, tag us, and let us know, and rate us on Apple Podcasts. And then you will automatically be entered into the draw to win a Fluff t-shirt.
Yeah, and now you have more to review as well, because you'll have 2 new episodes. You'll have dating and our second episode, which is about sleep.
You lucky ducks.
Quack, quack. Okay, so Emma and I do have different perspectives on dating. However, I do understand Emma's perspective on dating. So I am very much somebody who's like, I can go on all the dates and I have no emotions attached. Like, I am always caring and respectful of that person. I don't mean that, but I've always been like, yeah, I can have sex. I can do all of this, be casual, and I still care for that person and respect them. Whereas Emma's always said to me, I can hear Emma saying this to me, yeah, but Jess, I can't have sex and not have emotions involved.
Yeah.
I'm okay, right, hello, I am linking sex to dating. But I love dating. I love the buzz. I love the electricity. I love being pushed up against a wall.
And again, is that sex or dating? We're not sure.
But I love that enjoyment of getting to know somebody. However, I have used a lot of... I've only used Tinder. And that has only been pre my ex. And I met 3 girlfriends through Tinder. And after my ex left me, I have sworn off of dating apps just because I actually now want the organic, because I found that through the apps I have met somebody and then before you know it, I'm in a relationship with them, I'm living with them, and then you're realising that you're not compatible. So the apps kind of throw you into something which maybe isn't correct. So now I'm just relying upon astrology to tell me who I should date.
Yeah, but I'm a happy app story actually, because I married someone from an app, so I'll tell you that story a little bit later on. But I actually hate dating, because I'm someone who, I know if I meet you in the first 2 minutes whether I click with you or not, and I'm not, if I'm not clicking and I don't think I can click with you for a long period, I don't even care about having just a good night and a one night stand. That is so not my way of being. So I've had a lot of bad dates, and by bad dates I mean a dinner that I just couldn't wait for it to end, and then I go home. And it's not because these people are unattractive, I just know that they are not compatible with me. And so I guess I'm a person who's always dated to look for a partner.
Yeah.
Which is maybe different. I have had my experience of sleeping with people as well, but that's always been not dating to me. That's been sleeping with someone who I'm not in a relationship with.
So actually, considering you might have listened to our previous episodes and been like, Jess and Emma are on the same wavelength, this is actually something that we do have difference of opinions on, whereas I see dating as the fun, the freedom, the hotness.
Yeah. I'm quite interested in dating apps at the moment as well. I've just finished
tell
writing...
our podcast listeners.
I know. I'm at university at the moment doing my master's in gender, media and culture, which is a super interesting topic.
Can we just have a whoop whoop for that?
But I've just finished today writing a report about a research project I did and a installation for an exhibition that was all about the dating app Her, which is a queer dating app for women. And I was looking at... Well, I was interested in how the app changes your dating experience, how you can have an intimate relationship through a piece of technology, and specifically about kind of the surveillance element of an app, because it stores your data, it shows where you are located. So apps are complicated and they're not for everyone, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to say Her... in my previous life, I haven't been on apps in years because I've came out my relationship almost a year ago and haven't used them. But I remember going to a queer bar before I met my ex, and I met this gorgeous lesbian couple, and they were like, well, what apps? I went by myself. I was out on the prowl. And actually, no, I don't like that phrase.
Well, you're wearing leopard though, so...
Yeah.
You
but
can prowl.
I can prowl. I'll just place myself elegantly against the bar.
And prowl with consent.
I'm brushing my fingers through my hair right now.
She's placing herself for me. I'm a taken woman, but...
I'll all have me in her own ways.
See.
Cuddles?
I'll cuddle with you.
But I remember going to the bar and I just ended up talking to this couple. And they were like, what are you using? And I said, Tinder. And they're like, oh, please. It's all about Her. And they set me up a profile in a nightclub. And I mean like a booming, like house music nightclub. And they were so lovely. I kind of wanted to go home with both of them. But that wasn't going to happen. Emma, please carry us on. Move on.
Jess, what are we drinking?
So, not our classy usual. I just want to say, podcast listeners, we have got a glass of red wine, which we are finishing for our photo shoot for this episode. So just salute to our...
the last swig.
Vino de Rosso. But the actual drink for this episode is a can of drink that I got for £1 each in Morrison's. So we have got a can of Woo Woo and Mojito. And this is just, for me, a reflection of when I have gone on dates. I do like to go to cocktail bars. But the last date that I went on, it was a while ago now, me and her went to a cocktail bar and we ended up spending £100. And I did not have that money. But these kind of mojitos, woo-woo, sex on the beach remind me of times when I've gone on dates and both of us are broke. So we go to all bar one, slug and lettuce, get like happy hour drinks, 2 for 1. And I hate these drinks. I hate them.
You hate a mojito, like a real mojito?
If it's made well, like fresh ingredients.
Yeah, of course.
I hate, I daren't look at the ingredients on this.
Drink, of course, is not really our style, but made
anything
fresh.
That's like made, because in All Bar One and all of that is kind of made with sugar syrup, and I don't like all of that. But this kind of reminds me of all the crappy dates I've been on.
Well, thanks for taking me on a crappy date with you.
Also, you may have heard about my memory. I just made up that Emma likes woo-woos.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even heard of a woo-woo. So I can see that it's cranberry, peach schnapps and vodka. I like a cranberry vodka.
Excellent. Good for the uterus as well.
Indeed.
Oh, not the uterus, the urethra.
Yeah, depending on the individual, actually. But I've never had a woo-woo, but it does make me think of dating because it reminds me of in The Sims when you make them have sex, you make them woo-hoo.
Really?
Yeah.
I really missed out on The Sims.
Oh my god. Maybe this is why I didn't date so much. I just had a simulated world. I was obsessed.
So I've got a mojito, which is lemon, lime, premium rum, it says. I don't think so for £1.
Yeah, I got premium vodka.
It's saying authentic on it.
Let's crack it.
Oh, salute, Emma.
Cheers, salute.
Happy day.
Bottoms up.
Long pause.
It tastes like a really specific sweet from my childhood. It tastes zero vodka.
I was going to say mine just tastes of lemon cordial.
How much?
4% volume? What bullshit is this?
So this is just a juice.
I'm really upset. Should we go and get some vodka to pour in it?
Well,
we'll just drink it podcast. As you can hear, right, what you are experiencing is disappointment.
but
Like some dates.
yeah, like it's a disappointing date drink. But maybe should we jazz it up? I vote jazz it up because I don't want to just drink juice for no reason.
Podcast listeners, we love you, but we're going to have to pause this. 4%?
Yeah.
It's a crime.
Be right back.
We're back with vodka, and I just want to say that on my journey to get the vodka, I encountered Emma's wife, Ingrid, and I think she's a little bit frustrated that I've got Emma all dressed up in the room.
All dressed up and nowhere to go. Locked away.
So we have our drinks now with vodka, but let's just crack on, shall we, with some classic anecdotes. We know that you love them, everybody.
Indeed.
So I'm just going to kind of whiz through my dating experiences because we have more exciting things happening in this episode where everybody, I am taking Emma on a live date.
Something's been set up in the other room and I have no idea what it is.
Are you excited?
I am a bit. I haven't been on a date in a long time.
Well, there is nothing better than taking your best friend on a date.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Emma on a date. Also in this episode, Emma and I are going to share our top tips for real life direct dating, dating in quarantine, and I'm going to share remote dating because that is my classic situation.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I am well experienced in Tinder and dating apps, but the thing why I love it, Emma, is because there is so much electricity. Like,
yeah, but with the right person, yeah?
Yeah, but whatever, like, you know what, like, I've had, like, calls at 3 a.m. where they're like, I'm booking you an Uber, and I'm like, okay.
But again, that's not a date.
Yeah, it is.
How is that part date?
Because we're going on a date in the bedroom.
I think we didn't define this before we started recording. All right, keep going.
Okay, so I suppose but maybe some people go on dates and they're like, I'm going to date a while before I have sex. I'm not so, I'm a little bit more free.
No. I'm not about that. I'm not saying obviously my entire story I'm about to tell you is about sex on the first date. But
yes,
I don't think it's a date if it's only sex, is it? I mean, I wouldn't say if I now have sex with my wife, I went on a date.
Yes.
But I could say I went on a date with my wife if we went out to dinner.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, I do understand that perspective. And don't get me wrong, I'd like to share that one particular date. This person, we had a series of dates. It was really awesome. We knew that it wasn't it, but we were able to have fun together. So that's what I mean.
Okay, cool.
So we knew we weren't going to be life partners, but we were having a lot of fun dating. And this person was going through a journey with their gender identity at the time and were questioning using like they, them pronouns and being gender neutral. And what happened was that they'd never actually met anybody before me who knew that world, knew that identity, understood that. So I think that is kind of why we carried on dating, because
you'd be like a blessing for them.
And it was actually really nice, and we reached this point where we knew it wasn't going to be anything, and we haven't seen each other for a long time. However, what's really random is that we do keep in contact every now and then, like check in with each other, because I really want to know how they're getting on with their true identity. And I just was really happy to be a part of that process. And they just said, like, I've never met anyone who gets this. And it wasn't that I was going to be their partner, but we discovered each other through that. So I really liked that. But don't get me wrong, I've had some really shit dates. I remember going on a date where the person had no words to say whatsoever. And I just drunk profusely throughout it.
Oh my God, I have the same story.
Tell us.
This is when I was single before I met Ingrid, and I went on a long time after my past relationship where I wasn't going to date. But by the time I was dating, like I said before, I was dating to find a partner.
Yes.
And I went on this date with a person, and we met in another city, and she was so nervous, first of all, which could have been cute, but like wasn't. And we went she picked the restaurant, and it was like not a very nice chain restaurant. And the whole time she was so nervous she couldn't speak. And then I ordered a pizza and she was like, I can't eat because she was so nervous after I ordered pizza.
Yeah.
So first of all, like, you know, some people have things about eating on the first day, eating in front of people, whatever.
Yeah.
But don't make me eat a pizza by myself. And then she was like, I don't drink after I've ordered a drink. Oh my goodness. And she didn't speak, but all she did say, the only question she asked me was, do you want kids? Because that's going to be really important to me.
Oh, you were vetted well and truly.
Daddled. I ran so fast to the train station. And then she just kept trying to text me after that. And I even said as I left, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
Said it so kindly, like I don't really feel it, but it was really nice to meet you.
Yeah, the letting down process is so strange. Like,
Yeah.
do you ghost? Do you just send a nice message? Like, I mean, we're all human. I just send a message and say, sorry, didn't feel it. Like, just be blunt and kind.
Yeah.
Always kind and respectful.
I think it's really hard to go on a date if you're a nervous person. I can't imagine what that must be like to meet someone new. And maybe then the dating app world is not a place for you. But I also think if you are that person, imagine that the other person might also have a bit of discomfort about meeting someone new. So it's not just you in that circumstance.
Yeah, and of course, I like that idea of being inclusive of different personalities and supporting people. And Emma, what you said about eating. So me and my ex, when we did meet through Tinder, and we had some wild dates, which I suppose that's just when I knew like everything was amazing. It was electric. She did not eat on our dates for months. So we were going for brunch, we were going for lunch, breakfast, and she was always ordering sometimes 2 meals, and she would never eat.
Wow.
And it got to a point where I just said to her, I was like, this, because I've maybe explained in previous episodes just about my history around eating, and so this is very important, and I need quite a secure environment. And she just said, I'm just so nervous around you.
Wow.
Which was quite a compliment, actually.
Oh.
But once that was out, we were then, late night snacking.
Ingrid and I didn't eat on our first dates, but that's because we were too distracted. I think if there'd been food, we might have eaten it.
Yeah. So that is why I'm excited. And I'm excited talking about it because I haven't done it in ages, which is maybe why I'm on a bit of a buzz, because I love it. But it's been a while since my ex left me. So since that, I know I've spoken about my excitement for dating apps previously, but I have not touched them one slightest bit, and it's almost a year. And that is because I did realise that my previous 3 relationships are purely through dating apps. And what happened, not so much with my ex, like I believe we were very compatible, it just didn't pause. I'm not going to finish that sentence. It ended. But definitely people before that, when you go, maybe it's just, I don't know, a lesbian thing, I don't know, but you go on a date and then you immediately have these electricities and then you're calling each other your partner and then you're in it. And I'm older now. Like, I'm 30. I'm not into it.
Interject. I think it's both a lesbian thing and a Jessica thing. Because like I said, if I go on a date and I don't feel electricity, I'm not going to accidentally end up living with the person. Oops. Whereas I think you always feel electricity. So, and then if I were to feel that way about someone, because in all of my relationships that have gone somewhere, it is very quick moving. And it was with Ingrid, we met and we were dating, and in 2 months we were living together, 3 months I think.
Yeah.
But that was because it was the right person. I wouldn't just do that with anyone.
But now I am at where Emma is at. Like, I just don't want to date if it's going to be an exertion of my energy, an exertion of my time, which makes me feel shit. And I think I realised that. So after my breakup, I've only dated 2 people now. One of them was a little bit longer, and one of them was a fun, interesting time.
Month.
Yeah, it was strange. I'm actually not going to go into it, but I think those were both organic things. They were people that I have met through just natural circumstances. One of them quite a strong and intense experience. I don't want to discredit the romantic side that there was to that, but I think I just realised that I just haven't got the capacity within my heart to be heartbroken, to feel heart pain. But I just want to protect my heart now. Or I'm a little bit wiser. Like, dating apps or dating. Now I just want, as maybe where you were at before.
Yeah, but now you're blaming the dating app for this, which is where I'm going to come in and say, first of all, I think you're in a privileged position to live in London where there are lots of lesbians. I moved to Swindon when I started dating. The only way I could find the other lesbians when there's no queer venues was through a dating app. So there's nothing wrong with the dating app because, like I said, if I met someone and they were wrong, I'm not going to accidentally end up marrying them. But you can, it's about the point of being able to respect yourself enough to not enter anything with someone who's wrong for you.
Yeah. Can we just, Emma Barr, please? Like, I love her opinion. It's fantastic. And I just think it's really great. It's really strong.
Well, I think dating apps get a bad rep, but I think that they've saved a lot of people in all walks of life, but particularly in the queer community.
Do you think, Emma, that I think you just mentioned London, the fact that I live in a really busy, vibrant, well jam-packed city. Do you think, Emma, then the fact that because you're researching dating apps right now, which is so interesting, everybody. Like, ask Emma about her research. It's so interesting. But do you think my kind of lucid, freer...
Well, I think there's two things to it. There's London on a dating app is going to be more quick encounters that are intense and end quickly because there's more to choose from. So everyone's aware that you could meet you, but there might be someone who's more compatible out there. So I think you might more be likely to burn through faster relationships.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're also more likely to meet a lesbian through work or through friends than you are maybe in a rural community. They are there, everyone. They are everywhere, but people might not be as out and proud about it. And there are not as many places and venues through which you might do that. So I think, London does play a huge factor in that, but almost in like an overstimulated kind of way.
Because, Emma, I've just remembered the last time we went on a queer dance night out pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can we talk about Butch Please? So, Butch Please, which is an incredible night at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern. We love it, don't we?
It's epic. It's gorgeous. It's all of the amazing lesbians in London.
Yes.
In the smallest little venue.
And let's just put in a note that lesbian does not mean that you identify as she, her. Also, we have non-binary friends who identify as lesbian. But the Royal Vauxhall Tavern is a bar in Vauxhall, South London, and it is tiny. The heritage, the history of the Royal Vauxhall Tavern is incredible. Princess Diana herself went in drag to the Royal Vauxhall Tavern to enjoy a night out with fellow queers. Fellow queers, who knows?
Maybe she was. Her fan base certainly is. So.
Right? So I love the event Butch Please. We are going to spread and share this night. It's incredible. It happens once a month, I think usually on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And we had all of our Thursdays planned, but now COVID has happened. But I love it. And the last time that we went together, there's a professional photographer at the event.
Yeah.
And I have ended up in some photos dancing with people. And if people saw them, they might think, oh, there's that girl hooking up. But I wasn't. I was just dancing.
Yeah, the enjoyment of the night out and experience
there's
is great.
It's just
beautiful.
When you step in, it is like acceptance.
But it's acceptance, but also then that's like the privilege of living in London. And I don't say privilege in a way where, I know lots of people at that event have gone through lots of different things to find their community. And one of those things might have been moving to London. But I think Ingrid and I feel that a lot in Swindon, you can sort of spot the queers, but there's nowhere where we can actually be like, hey!
So, Emma, tell us about your first date with Ingrid, because I love it. I love this story because I also saw Emma a few hours after it.
Oh, yeah, for a celebratory Prosecco. So I had obviously been single for actually not that long in the history of my life, but it had felt long. And I'd moved to Swindon and I'd been dating people from the app Her. I was using Her.
One person was called Emma.
Yeah, I know. In fact, I have that on the list here of what it was like to date another person called Emma. It was weird, I'm going to say. She was a lovely person. I hope you're well, Emma. But she wasn't Ingrid. So I moved to Swindon and I got the app Her, and my tagline on Her was looking for kindness.
Emma Barr.
And my interests were vegetables. and theatre.
Yeah.
And
Kindness.
yeah.
That's all I want.
That's all I wanted. But so on this app in Swindon, it's full of beautiful people in London. In Swindon, there was like 6 people, and it was the same 6 every day. So if you hadn't matched with them the first time, you weren't gonna match the next day. I suppose maybe if you got desperate, but it's like swipe, 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 swipe. And one day, this stunning topless on a beach Italian shows up with her like curly beautiful hair. So yeah, we matched, but at this point I'd gone a bit down sort of emotionally and was like, oh, I don't really, whatever. We matched, but whatever. And her does this great thing where if you haven't spoken in 2 days, if you haven't messaged each other, they ask a random generated question. So her asked the random generated question, which was, do you prefer the top bunk or the bottom bunk?
Oh.
And Ingrid answered it, and I've never known anyone to answer the question before. And so she said top bunk, you, or something like that. And I obviously sent a whole paragraph back about why I like the top bunk, but underneath you could make forts and blah, 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 blah. And then we were chatting and we said, okay, let's just meet. Let's meet for a date. We were meeting in Swindon. We actually had to postpone it by a week from the original date picked, which was good for other reasons. We had other sort of life stuff going on.
Sure.
But Swindon has like one strip of bars up in Old Town.
I mean, they are quite...
They're fun. They're
like
very
it 'cause,
straight.
Yeah, you don't need to like get on 35-minute tubes. Like, they're all just some cool bars there.
We're both walking distance.
See.
In the day, Ingrid had texted me saying, I have to work late, so we're going to be... can we postpone by an hour? I later found out she was just so nervous to have a date with an English-speaking person that she was actually lying on the sofa with fear.
Ingrid.
So cute. But she didn't show me that fear. So it was raining. I walked up the hill with my red lipstick on.
I mean, this is like a movie.
I know. Turned the corner and immediately knew who she was because she's just very iconic looking. And she was sort of like, you know when you're walking towards someone and you both know that you know who it is, but you don't want to like look the whole time because it's too long to keep looking. But so there was a bit of like, is that her? And then I remember she said, hi, I'm Ingrid, and like put her hand out to shake my hand. And I was like, I'm Emma, but let's go for a hug. And we had a hug. And then... it was a long night, everyone. We went for a drink. We had a gin and tonic at this one bar. And immediately, and this, I've never happened to me in my entire life. Immediately, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Holy shit. This is, like, the person.
Yeah.
It was intense. And we talked about everything.
Yeah.
And we went on a bar crawl because every time we wanted a new drink, Ingrid was like, oh, should we try a new place?
Yeah.
Which I've learned is just her Gemini nature. But we went to at least 6 different bars and we ended up in a club.
Yeah.
While we were dancing in this club, these 2 like 18-year-old lesbians came up to us. Never seen a lesbian in Swindon before this. And we're like, are you 2 together? To which Ingrid said yes, which obviously my heart flew.
Oh my God.
And they were like, that's amazing, we're together. And I was like, how did you know? And they said something about our shoes, which is funny because then we looked around, everyone in this club is in like bodycon dresses and heels, and then we were just there in our like jeans trainers, just having a great time.
Yeah.
And obviously in this club we ended up making out.
Yeah, they did.
It was amazing. There were some really dickish men.
I know this as well because I've gone out in Swindon.
They were suddenly like fetishizing our making out and were like trying to get in the middle of it. And we were like, oh my God, this is like, if you were actually watching this, it's so clearly not about you. We're just obsessed with each other. It was raining. Ingrid lived near the club. We went back to Ingrid's. I left the next morning to teach at 9 a.m.
And then, can I just say, podcast listeners, that I got to see Emma that day. You ended up coming to London.
I came to London, yeah.
And then we met in a bar and you were just breathless. I remember Emma, for once, didn't have many words and you were like, I don't know how to express what happened last night.
Yeah.
And I was so there for it. I was so happy for her.
And then our next date was a day later. And then...
yay!
The next day after that was 4 days later, and then I don't think we've spent a day apart since, apart from when we've had to for work or traveling.
Yay!
So we did move super quickly, but thank you, her.
Yeah, and your magic together. And it's just so strange because I suppose now we're thinking about compatibility, and I think us both going through a breakup is knowledge that there is not that soulmate. There's not that one
not
compatibility.
one. Yeah.
But there are so many people that you can have a really strong connection with. And I know because I'm living with them, like, they're the most beautiful couple and it's gorgeous. And I'm so happy for them both because they're both my beautiful best friends. But I remember just that next day meeting you and I was like, oh my word.
And so interestingly, I would look back on that time and say that first night was definitely a date.
A long date.
A long date. And then maybe there was like two other like dates where we were dating, but like by a week after, I'd say it was a relationship. And not say that we don't go on dates anymore, but I wouldn't call it dating.
Yeah. And I feel like you flagged up some things there as well about being two queer people in a space and the looks and the judgment that you get.
Yeah.
But I just want to highlight that that's a thing, but not go into it because we haven't got time today. Because Emma Barr, can I take you on a date?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, I was going to say something.
Yeah. Right, okay. This is a Sagittarius coming out because I am ready to do something, but Emma Barr has something she wants to do first, and I'm going to let her do it.
And it is very Sagittarius because it's about my research.
Oh! She's an academic.
I was just going to say that there's lots of research about like what makes it work between two people, and actually one of the main things is location and proximity.
This has right. What Emma is about to say has saved me because listen to Emma Barr talk about timing. Emma, please talk about timing because this has saved my ass.
Sure, that's not location and proximity, but it's both. It's so timing. Ingrid and I met at the right time in our lives where both of us, through a sort of different circumstance, had ended up in a small town in Swindon for our careers. And both of us had just left relationships that were like slightly damaging and were ready for a serious, grown-up, focused, loving, kind relationship. We weren't where one of us was sort of ready to fuck around or one of us just wanted to use the other one. And actually, if we'd met even a month earlier, possibly even a week earlier, it wouldn't have worked out. But it was timing that was key. The other thing was location. We were in Swindon, so of course we had fewer people to choose from, but also we were an 18-minute walk from each other's flats, door to door, which meant that our relationship could accelerate really quickly and we didn't have other distractions. I would finish work, go to her place, and vice versa. So
I am into it. I would just like to be honest with our Fluff listeners.
Yeah.
I just want some affection.
Of course.
I'm just scrolling my touchpad on my new laptop.
I mean, I'm happy to cuddle you after the episode.
Thank you.
But I don't think it's... Yeah, of course. I don't know if it's the date you're looking for, but it's the date you can have.
I think we're going to move on.
All right. So if you are single at the moment and on lockdown and listening to my story brought up some feels, I'm very sorry, but I'm not ashamed to be in love.
I just want to say it's so beautiful. And whenever my friends meet people, like, it's so exciting, but also like protective. But I think the main thing that I want to put across is that, yes, I've kind of put myself out there, flown myself around, but I'm now at a point, I'm about to turn 30, everybody, and I'm well excited about it. But I just don't want any bullshit. I want kindness. I want somebody who is fiery. I want somebody who is gonna...
Is that a sound effect?
But I want kindness.
Yeah, you want that connection on all levels.
I just want somebody to be loyal and not screw me over.
Yeah, but also just care, respectful of you as a human.
I don't get it. It's so easy. Anyway.
All right, so... Back to dating.
Emma Barr!
Yes, please.
Right, we've said this earlier, dating. So we're going to talk a bit about date yourself, but also date your friends, date your family. Like, who cares? Just treat somebody to a nice experience. So Emma Barr,
yeah,
everybody, we're going to be on the move with this one, so we hope the sound travels well. But Emma...
Yeah. Oh?
Here is your first clue.
Oh my goodness.
We're going on a bit of an adventure, podcast listeners.
Oh, I saw you making these earlier and thought this was for teaching.
Yeah, I tried to make it look like they were for teaching. That's why. Basically, it's a treasure hunt.
Okay, so it says, you make me dizzy with excitement, put me in the blank, and whiz me up real nice. which I'm going to assume is the blender.
Oh, is it? Let's go and have a look, Emma Bar. Yay!
I take it with me. I'll take it with me.
Podcast listeners, this is live and virtual.
Fluff on the move.
Fluff on the move. Ingrid just made us jump. We're recording. We're on the live date.
And I spilled my drink all over me. I'm really sorry. Go outside.
Ingrid, we love you. Emma's looking in the cupboard with where the blender lives.
I found it. Okay, number 2. Nothing makes me more I've covered it in drink, look. Nothing makes me more happy than our gay family. Your girls love supporting you while you study. All right, so I think that's my desk.
Oh, let's go and have a look.
Maybe? My study desk for all my research.
On lesbian apps.
Oh, stepping on stuff.
So it's about your girls.
My girls.
Your girls.
My breasts.
No. Your girls.
Oh, sorry. Well, you said support. I was confused.
We love supporting you while you work. Your girls.
Oh, I have a picture of Ingrid and Jess on my desk, everyone. Thank you for not thinking I am nuts for indulging 24/7 in this treat. Obvious.
Is it?
One yet? That is, look at that luxury. Peanut butter, everyone.
Peanut butter.
Easy to catch Jess with a spoon in the peanut butter. All right. I'll be there for you to support you through this private moment, door open or closed. Well, that's the toilet, everyone. The pooper. Is it in the toilet itself? Oh, there's a wee in the toilet.
It was there. It was in the toilet, but Ingrid
Someone
moved
needed
it.
to use it? Okay. Why drink tea when the Pope himself said there is no party without this sacred juice? That's the vino, everyone.
We're going to the wine rack.
This is fun.
Yay!
Open. I fell in love with you even more when you took our relationship to the next level and cleared me a blank in your room. Drawer?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
I even gave away clothing, listeners.
Yeah.
So that Jess could have a drawer in our house. Oh, it is!
Yay.
Number 7. Okay. Our essential lockdown item for flat parties and shower concerts. Oh, I got confused about what was essential for a moment and wasn't sure if it was alcohol or...
What do you think it is?
It's the speaker, isn't it?
Oh.
Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
It
Don't
is.
doubt yourself.
It is. Oh, it's wet there from where I spilled my drink. Okay. Thank you for the best birthday gift I've ever received. Oh, I know what this is. It's like a hug every time I use it. Okay. I made Jess a coat a few years ago, so it's in the pocket. Oh, that's a
See? Yeah, you can take that out as well.
Oh. It says, well done, Emma. What's the tissue?
Oh, turn around.
Oh, a precious gift for you.
Oh, the toilet paper.
Oh.
I wanted to put a lipstick mark on the toilet paper, but it didn't work. So happy toilet paper, Emma.
It is precious at the moment.
I'm just going to give her a hug. So everybody, take your best friend, take your housemate, take your partner.
Scavenger hunt. So nice. Thank
Yeah,
you, Jess.
you're
It's
welcome,
cute.
Emma. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, we're just walking past where...
Ingrid is underneath the table.
Ingrid, why are you under this?
I don't want to be, interrupting stuff. It's a lot.
Right, we're not kidding, but Ingrid is sitting under the kitchen table.
Because she doesn't want to get in the way of a Fluff recording.
We're going to go back in the room.
Ciao, my love.
All right. So, Emma, did you enjoy your little quick...
I loved it. And you know what I loved most about it? I mean, a scavenger hunt is great anytime, but what's nice about that as a date is that you really thought about me and our relationship. So I feel like, yeah, it was just nice to be thought about and prepared for, and you sort of made it an event, which I like. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I feel bad though. Now I want to take you on a date, but maybe afterwards.
But you have done many things where I get baths rung for me since we've been in quarantine
I do actually
as well.
have that on my list as well. about just making sure Jess dates herself enough. And we had a moment, we were on a holiday this New Year's in France, in the Champagne region. And Ingrid and I wanted to just acknowledge the fact that Jess had been really brave this year and been through a lot. And we brought with us from Italy some really, really beautiful vino. And we were making a special dinner for Jess, her favourite. And we drew her a bath and said, you just chill in here and we'll come back later with some snacks.
I feel like off of this beautiful story, because this is what I mean, everybody. Like, Emma and I have been discussing so much that dates do not... Like, that excitement, if you are not in a partnership, don't wait for a random person to date. Like, go on exciting dates with your friends. Yeah. Go on exciting dates with yourself. But what is quite... Should we tell a funny story, Emma?
See?
So, there was an object of affection to my eyes, i.e. what I mean by that is that there was somebody that I was interested in.
So, Jess turned this friend date into a real date, let's just say.
Emma, tell the story.
Well, we came back in to give her a snack while we left her in the tub, and it was meant to be like a Zen spa experience put on by us, and it was just like, be here in this moment, relax.
In the bath.
In the bath. And we came back in to Jess with her phone up, red lipstick on and gorgeous makeup, which she didn't have on before, taking a bath boomerang, wasn't it, to send to this object of her affection. It wasn't me, so...
But it happened, I feel like that boomerang worked quite well, which would like to lead me into... I think I'll start first, Emma, because this feeds quite nicely of what you were saying.
Sure.
So, podcast listeners, I am coming from the perspective of being a single person.
Yep.
And potentially you might be engaging in remote dating, which isn't also attached to a single person, but people who maybe are in a partnership and are apart during quarantine. Yeah. But for me, I can still get super excited about dates, even if they are not in person. I just love.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I don't know.
And the thing about a date is it's love, it's affection, it's attention. Everyone in the world loves
Maybe
that.
I love attention.
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying you love being noticed by someone. But by you, I mean everyone loves that.
Right. So I am not going to deny that I love being noticed by someone. But I also love noticing people. I love letting them know that I care about them, that I see them for who they are. Like, I just love showing somebody my love. Who wants my love? Who wants my love?
I do!
I'll give it to you forever.
Thank you.
I just want to give my love out. I have such a big heart. I'm such a romantic, but nobody wants it.
It's not true. It's not true. We're just in fucking lockdown.
But I have all of these ideas for distance date. I haven't got anyone to engage with them in.
Do you just say that?
Oh, well, if anyone wants to go on a date with me, they're welcome.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to lead to anything, but if anyone just wants a nice, fun date, these are what I would find fun.
Okay.
Ideas for remote dating during quarantine, or whether you're in a long distance situation.
Yeah.
Just basic. I said write a poem for them.
Cool. That's basic. That's Jess's basic, everyone.
That's yeah, like step one, write a poem.
If that gives you anxiety because you are not comfortable with your writing skills, wait for point 2.
Exactly. Make a collage. Get some magazines, get some whatever. Like, I just love making stuff for people. Okay, maybe this one suits you better. I've actually done this. Take a bath or shower together.
Well, we just told a story of you having a bath. That was a boomerang, but of course, do it on Zoom.
Yeah, I've also taken a shower where I put somebody just on the camera and I'm like, just having a shower.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean sexy time, but she ain't getting none, so. So cook a meal together, or cook them their favourite meal and then get the joy of eating it by yourself because you're distance.
Yeah, or together, just in different places.
Yeah, exactly. Like, have a date. Record, right, maybe this is just my personality, but I quite like to record myself dancing.
Well, I think, there's one of those in every couple. That might not be all of our listeners, but it's definitely you. It's probably me.
Maybe you're the person who likes to dance for the person or persons. Because I just want to bring back in that not everybody engages in monogamous relationships. But maybe you create a dance or a singing video. This does not have to be sexual. It can be just fun. I cannot believe I wrote this, Emma Barr.
No, also because you were confused by this word a few weeks ago.
I've said send nonchalant photos. The thing is, this is actually not universal top tips here. I'm a personality. I'm a Gemini who loves interaction, loves all of that. So actually, when I'm saying send photos of yourself, some people do not like to engage with that. So actually, these are just my top tips for Geminis. Drinking games during a movie.
That's nice.
So watch a movie together and then have remotely and then engage in maybe some drinking games or just games, you do different things. Go for a walk together. So you both take your quarantine walk together. This is so rad.
This is so Jessica. The next one is probably only going to apply to Jessica, but I really want you to tell everyone what you said.
Now I'm embarrassed.
It's cute.
This just shows how romantic I am. I just need somebody who loves me. I said paint your nails in their favourite colours.
But then just do you find that most people don't notice that and you're going waving your fingers in their face and they're going to go nice nails, but they're not realising it's about them?
I just want people to know that I love them.
Sure.
And then I'm just going to finish off my list. Make a bucket list of stuff we want to do together.
Do you know what? So a few weeks ago we did the episode on distance relationships and I missed a tip. And so I'm going to say it now because it applies to yours. Which is about have shared experiences together, which doesn't necessarily mean a huge sort of extravagance, but read the same book. Watch the same show. It doesn't even have to be that you're doing that live, but it's something that you can then chat about later. That's maybe a more Sagittarius sort of knowledge-based thing, but just make sure do the same thing in your life and then have that to sort of reflect on together.
Which is quite nice because when Emma and Ingrid go to bed, I can hear them reading books to each other, which is so sweet.
Shoot.
Whilst I watch Friends.
I'm learning Italian because Ingrid's Italian, and so we've actually only just started it again during quarantine. We used to do this and we haven't for a while. I have a children's book. You might know it, the Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls.
Yes.
I have it in Italian, and so I read 3 biographies in Italian a night to Ingrid. It's helping me a lot, but also it's a bit sickly romantic, isn't it?
No, but romance... well, maybe you're not romantic, but I'm a romantic, so I can hear them.
She's at the door with a glass.
Well, they're so cute, reading to each other. I just want some romance. Okay, right, the thing is we're recording this during quarantine, so...
It's a heightened time. So actually, before I come on to my tips, I also want to come back to something that we've talked about. I think we've definitely talked about it a few weeks ago.
Somewhere within this hour.
Somewhere within our history of Fluff.
Oh.
About, so really cool, amazing ideas. If you have someone who wants to date with you during quarantine, that's fantastic. But if you are in a situation where you want to date, but you can't, the person you are with is maybe pulling away, people are sort of finding it hard to communicate virtually, that's not a reflection on who that person is or your compatibility as people. This is a hard time to communicate. So early stages dating might be quite difficult for you. Maybe one of these methods would work, but if it doesn't, don't think it's you. But this is a hard time for dating. It's a hard time for creating new relationships. So It's a hard time to be in a relationship, I think, because everyone's sort of so in this process of who am I even, let alone who am I with you.
So, Emma, how have you kept that kind of dating spark alive during quarantine?
Well,
whilst you have me living with you.
I know. So I was looking at the list of Googling how to have a date in your flat. But it's quite funny because basically our dating life at the moment is how to have a date without Jess feeling left out.
Oh, they're so cute.
Or without us having to say, just go for a walk. So we're actually having most of our dates during Jess's dance classes so that she's busy.
And the speaker is on.
and the speaker's on. But so during coronavirus, how we are sort of keeping the romance alive, apart from the fact that we've got Jess in the room, is one of the main things we do is have a bath together with wine and snacks.
Yeah.
One of our favourite things. It's the only private room in the house most of the time, the bathroom. So
And I know when it's happening because somebody will come out in a really luxurious silk robe and make like some little snacks.
Yeah. But usually while she's in dance class so she can't feel left out. Otherwise I think she'd sit on the toilet and chat to us. But if you don't have a Jess in your house, actually, I was looking things up and I was finding it really hard to pick something on the list to say that that's a good at-home date because it's all sort of stuff that Ingrid and I do on a like day-to-day as opposed to making an occasion out of it. And for me, a date is an occasion, right?
So let's then bring in Emma. This is then about being in a relationship.
Yeah.
How do you date being in a relationship where you're busy, you're working?
Yeah.
How do you keep that spark alive? Let's hand over to Emma Barr, the one and only.
So, a few ideas you could have is play games together. So, doing puzzles, playing board games, just sort of make an occasion. Just the two of you. Sorry, Jess, you'll just sit on the balcony.
I'll read my book about chakras.
Camp in your living room or garden. Especially right now where you can't go anywhere. Make your trip your other room. The other thing is if you are someone who's, I don't know who you are, but if you're privileged enough to have a spare room, make your spare room your night away.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
But let's just check in if you don't have a spare room.
Camp in your living room. Camp in the garden. If you don't have a room outside of your room, reimagine your room.
Yeah, reimagine your room. Fun.
Make a den.
How
Sleep
fun.
in that. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. A nice thing to do to sort of reconnect as well is go through like memory albums here, like photo albums, and just sort of reflect on times.
I've actually watched them do that whilst living here.
Oh. So those are all sort of things you can do inside. A lot of the websites said things like massage each other, cook with each other, but actually, and now I feel like I'm in a really privileged position. But Ingrid and I cook with each other pretty much every day, and also massage each other quite frequently, but mostly because sometimes she calls me a granny because I have so many issues with my body, so massage doesn't feel like the escape that it might normally be.
And I'm really lucky that I've got to engage in this massage as well.
It's a three-way now. But then because those were all sort of at the moment things you can do, I think it's really important to keep the sparks alive, to keep those occasions alive, dating in your relationship. So I've got some things that we might do in normal life back when we can go places. I love finding a local bar or restaurant to go to regularly. So you create a history with the restaurant, but also between each other. So there's like the thing you order, the wait staff might know you or recognize you at least. We have that a lot in Swindon because obviously it's a smaller place than London. But if you're in a bigger city, find your place and go there. Have your thing. Have your night. I really like the sort of tradition side of that.
Yeah.
Walks and hikes. Love a walk, love a hike. But one thing that happened when we were on a trip in Scotland once, and we went on a walk, and Ingrid was carrying this massive bag, and I didn't understand why she was carrying this bag. And we got to the top, and she pulled out a sleeping bag. And a mat which we lay on and cuddled in the wilderness at the top of this big mountain. Gorgeous. Dinner dates, obviously, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Going to one but making food for each other is really nice as well. Movie dates, we're obsessed with. We both have cards which allow us, we pay monthly to be able to go to unlimited films. And we basically refuse to pay for movie snacks. Absolutely refuse.
Yeah.
So we make the best aperitivo in our house, fill our rucksacks, go to the film, and then have like this amazing food while watching a film and cuddling together. So that's a really nice way to make this cinema less expensive but still a nice date. I've also said spa, because who doesn't like a spa? Maybe you don't. We love it.
But you can create that spa. So with even my ex, it was just about that process of caring. Like, I love to run her a bath, bubbles, candles. But I do that for you. I do that for myself. Myself. myself.
Indeed. Massaging feet, like all those, massaging hands, even if you don't know how to do it, it's really, really lovely. Picnics, golden. A picnic is like a dream come true for me. You're not even spending money because it's food you have in your house and you've just gone to a nice location. Oh my God, do I love a picnic. But in our relationship, home dates are always the best dates. Like even before coronavirus, a night where one of us is cooked and we've stayed in and have like the music on and a nice bit of wine and a candle is lit and we've put in, so for a date for me is like different from a normal day. So you've put on a bit of effort, you've in a nicer outfit. I have lipstick on, my hair might be straight or curly, I don't know, I've done something with it. And we're just at home, which is just
I suppose it's like comfortable. It's like immediately comfortable. Like you're not in a different situation where you're dealing with the energy of other people. You're in your safe space. And I think, like thinking back to previously, if we're going for kind of when you're in a formed relationship, I loved nothing more than showing my love through a nice cooked meal.
It's gorgeous,
through some
isn't
nice
it?
drinks. But I do remember, like I have some funny memories of also like, I suppose I have this part of me that likes to dress up in some nice lingerie, do a little bit of this, but then sometimes that just being met with like, oh, you just don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few occasions where I've dressed up in the lingerie, I've cooked the meal, and then Ingrid comes home and I've got the clothing over the lingerie because there's meant to be a reveal, and it's just not the right vibes. Then you have to just slowly...
Oh my God, can we talk about the times where... Sometimes you have to say to your partner or a person that you're dating, like, can you just please go into the other room for 10 minutes? Because lingerie can be so complicated.
It's very...
And you're getting your garters on, your stockings on, and you're like, bloody hell, this is taking
it's
so
not just,
long.
let me slip into something. It is a long process.
Slip into something uncomfortable. Emma just flicked her plait.
Or braid. And the last one I want to say is in honor of Jess's style of dating.
Oh.
So on our first date, we had a very intimate night. We spent the night together and it was sexy times. And so, because we have that anniversary, because we got married, we got married 8 months after meeting each other.
Yay!
But it meant that our first year anniversary of being together was confusing because we'd also just been married.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 dates in the year that we still sort of we juggle. So we have our wedding anniversary, which is its own beautiful thing. But our other anniversary, we now call our sex anniversary.
Oh, ding dong!
And we've now created a new tradition. Well, I did. Whereby this anniversary is all about exploring sex together.
Yeah, oh my God, can we talk about this? And talk about this intensely.
Well, it might need to be its own episode, but briefly. So this year I gave Ingrid a book and paid for a workshop to a shibari workshop, which is
into it.
Japanese bondage, which is it's about tying and how you tie, and it's not even necessarily about sex, but it's about the intimate relationship between 2 people. And this was a weekend that we spent together learning with other couples how to tie each other safely. And this was an intense weekend date, everyone.
Yeah.
So if you can find a way to communicate with your partner about your sex life, but also then turn that into an experience, that's lovely.
I suppose the word you used there, Emma, was intimacy. Intimacy, like anything that brings intimacy, that's important. And I'm really sorry that I messaged you constantly throughout that weekend to be like, how's it going? But I went...
Okay. In fact, the actual workshops themselves weren't like, oh my God, I want to rip your clothes off, because we were learning very complicated tying patterns. But it was the sort of a weekend away. We were in London. We'd rented an Airbnb.
Yeah.
That was more exciting. And it's the after effects of that.
This is what I want to conclude on, Emma Barr and podcast listeners. I now feel at a place where I don't know, it's something about a value of myself or a value of my emotions.
Yeah.
So I am somebody who's quite sexual.
No.
I just want to say that because I feel like I've projected that throughout the episode. But I am somebody who also am very sensitive. So how do I balance this? And I just want to protect myself. I want to protect my heart. And I just want kindness. And I just feel that maybe I just calm down a little bit. And I just want to focus in on genuine human connection.
Indeed. What I would say to that is dating is a vulnerable experience for both people, regardless of what side of the equation you're on.
Yeah.
And you need to respect that different people will be at different points. And so don't put yourself in a position where someone else has all the power over you. Don't put yourself in a position where you feel unsafe and you have the right to end it or change it at any point. Yeah. But do keep it fun, keep it light, and yeah, magic can happen from that first date.
And if you can't keep it fun or keep it light within 2 people or multiple people dating, date yourself or date your friends.
Snaps for yes. If you want to get in touch with us about any stories, any dating content, dating tips, we might need them. We are at Fluff Creatives on Twitter and Instagram, and you can email us at fluffinquiries@gmail.com.
Exactly. And whether you're a person who is a little bit more private about your dating experience, or you're like me and is hanging on the edge, just let us know your stories and we will listen to them, support them, and we can't wait to talk to you more.
Yay! Don't forget to enter the draw. We love you. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to rate and subscribe.
We're excited to welcome you into our Fluff family and bring you some gorgeous sparkles every Friday.
Oh,